Hey folks, I'm going to start today's video with a quick look at last year. This will finish off the month of May. This is a look at my backyard, and it's pretty pathetic. Garden hose is mine, tires are Zach's, everything else just kind of revealed itself when the snow melted. And, well, as you can see, I can't bring a lawnmower through here, so everything's kind of growing in. So the landlord said he's going to take care of it, clean everything up, and he gave us an option of either putting gravel in the backyard or keeping it as a lawn, just kind of making it better. So we decided a lawn, so that's what he's going to do. Right now I don't have Cody's help, so I have to cut the grass myself. Lawnmower's not really running. It'll run, but the drive wheels aren't working on it. They quit working a while ago. I have an idea why. I think there's vines wrapped around the axle, and without those wheels running, I cannot push that lawnmower. Even when it's not running, I have to lift the front wheels off the ground to push it, because it's so hard to turn when the drive wheels are not turning. So there's that. But I do need to get it running because I need to cut the front lawn. We don't have much of a front lawn here, and it takes probably about 5 minutes to cut it. But the issue I have is I can't get the lawnmower from the backyard to the front yard because there's a fence up against the house on both sides. Yeah, we're in pretty tight quarters here. So in order to get the lawnmower out front, I have to stick it on a trailer, hook it up to the monster, and drag it around. Which is fine, I'm just not set up to do that just quite yet. So that's what the plan is. Gotta get the lawnmower running. And this big pile of gravel at the side of the road here, I thought was a snowbank. But, like everything else, once the snow melted, it got revealed. So apparently this is for the garage. Putting the cement floor in the garage, he's going to be using the gravel. And apparently he's going to be doing the driveway as well, which is kind of cool. And I'll take care of all the mud crap that we had to deal with. So that's it for this, and now I will go to my most recent video, which will be August 12th of 2019. Hey folks, I have something really cool here to show you. I got a new camera mount. This is hopefully going to work the way I wanted it to. I got dirt on it already. So this is the old one. And I stick the camera in there. It's got a clip at the top, and the bottom just kind of sits in place. So I'm thinking that's my SJCAM, and it seems to be a little bit smaller because it's rattling like crazy. So what I've been doing is I've been sticking this little piece of sponge in here, and the camera pushes against it, and for a while it works until this gets squished, and then it doesn't work anymore. If I put my H9 in there, it's not a problem. It doesn't rattle, so obviously the SJCAM's a little bit smaller. So I spent some money, got myself a new frame, and I guess it's upside down. It sits this way, so it'll be up here in place. And I looked at this originally, but it was 40 bucks. This is aluminum, it's not plastic, so it's not crap like that one. But I wasn't exactly sure how this was going to work. Turns out it's actually kind of cool. I can put the camera, actually, I think I'm going to clean it off here first. I put the camera on my mouth, so if you hear breathing, you'll know why. Yeah. Just making sure it's nice and clean. And this side up. So stick the camera in. Fits in nicely. And then, this is the part I wondered about. It's got a little door on the back. Put it on the right way, it would help. I really need 3 hands to do this. Maybe it's not in all the way. Okay. Old camera with my mouth again. Hard to do without teeth. Okay, the first time I did this, trying to figure it out, it worked so easy. Now holds the camera in, and if you can see it, it does actually move a little bit. I can fix that. It comes with this little screw. I guess set the camera down. Somewhere where the light's not gonna overload it. Stick this in here. Tighten it up, and it holds the camera. Camera doesn't move anymore. Oop. If I really push on it, I might be able to get it, but it doesn't want to move. Cool thing about this, it takes filters, and it came with a UV filter, which I don't use. They're just, to me, they're just lens protectors. So I went and bought a polarizer, and you turn it depending on which direction the light's coming from. I just turn it until it looks good. So, only potential issue I see with this, I mount it up at, actually weighs quite a bit, and put it up here. The only potential issue I see is this. That little thing on the screw is probably going to rattle like crazy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to break this little tabby thing off. And it looks like I might have to move this screw to the other side. I don't think I can do that though. Yeah, I think I can do that. I can just turn this one around. And we'll see how this works. I like the idea of having a lens cap on here. Unfortunately, it'll be something for me to actually forget. Well, I didn't realize when I bought this, it's actually got a hot shoe on the top. So you can stick a light on this if you wanted to. That's kind of cool. So, I'll get this all set up, and I'll come back. So I got it mounted, I got the screw on the other side. Problem is, with this part sticking out, it still doesn't really give a whole lot of room to put that in there. I might be able to do it at the front. It's got them on each side, but they're still, you know, the same distance away. One of the big issues I have is this mount actually had to be screwed in. It's got 2 little tiny screws that I had to put in. From the side so you can see them. I'll screw there, I'll screw there. So hopefully they don't come loose. And I'm hoping I just replaced this camera mount. The previous one broke. I'm hoping it's strong enough to hold the weight of this bouncing around. I might have to put a shorter extension in, I don't know. Kind of like I have on the waterproof case, a nice short one. So, but we'll see. And I think for now I'm just going to leave this little floppy thing on here and see if it rattles. If it does rattle, then I'll have to take it off. But we will see. Okay, good news and bad news. Try not to point the camera at the light. I discovered there's also a hole in the hot shoe. Problem is, I don't know if you can see that. With the tabs sticking out of the screw, I can't get it to tighten. So originally I thought maybe with the door on the back of the mount or frame, I thought maybe that would hold it in place, but I don't know if you can see it. It moves. It might be okay. it moves side to side too much. So I'm going to break these tabs off and put it in the top instead. So I got looking at my original Amazon purchase page, and according to the picture, that top hole is where that screw is supposed to go in. Well, how are you supposed to screw it in with those tabs sticking out, blocking it? What do you think? Sign of a cheap product? So, I guess, I kind of remember when I bought it. I remember the screw being in the side. And I looked at all the pictures here, there's not. And there's no way for it to be anyways, because on one side of the camera you got buttons, on the other side you get the ports. So, I don't know where that memory came from. But, apparently screw goes in the top. Okay, so I got the screw in. Everything's nice and tight now. Find the end of my cord. There it is. Plug it in. Apparently I need to find my screwdriver. There it is. Move that right side up. Tighten this a little bit more. Alright, I might have to put that shorter one on. So, okay. Take the lens cap off. That's how it looks. I know if I turn the filter, you can't really see my. Okay, I'm getting a little bit there. You see the reflection on Zach's car on the window. As I turn it, you'll see it go away, and then nice. So that looks good. That's getting rid of reflections. That should ought to make this guy look real nice. I hope you can see that. Actually, I think what I'm gonna do, I'll record only noisy traffic today. I'll record it. As I turn the filter, you can see the reflection on the window. I keep turning it, and they're going away. And you notice there's two different places. You got the windshield, and then the side window. The way these filters work is how do I put it? It depends on the direction the reflection is coming from. I can't remember what the optimum angle is, but basically you want the sun directly overhead. That's the most ideal situation where it can filter out the reflections, because basically reflections are bent light waves. They hit something and they reflect off and they bounce, and what the polarizer filters do is they straighten out those bounces, and you actually see direct light. You don't actually, well, not 100%, because obviously the car is not producing light, so you're still getting reflected light. But it's I don't really know how to explain it. All I know is it works. With the circular ones, they're in two pieces. You just keep turning the lens until the reflection goes away, and then you get the angle right. So I've always loved polarizer filters. So hopefully this is going to work. I might experiment. I'm actually making a video today for you guys, so dirt on there. So I want to make sure this is actually going to be good. It seems good and tight. So I'm going to try it without the screw in here, even though the camera slides left and right a little bit. I'm going to see if it actually rattles without that screw in there. Then I won't have to worry about the screw. So first thing I'm going to do today, I bought a couple cans of cat food yesterday. I forgot to take them in the house. The first thing I'm going to do today is I'm going to stop at Home Hardware and get me an inner tube, because I'm going to be driving on dirt roads today, and the last couple times I did that, those were the last two flat tires I had, so I don't want to take that chance. And the other thing I'm doing, the camera I'm using right now is, it's nice and sunny right now, but there is a chance of rain today, so I'm going to put the camera I'm holding in my waterproof case. And that way, if it does decide to rain, I don't have to take all this apart and switch the camera over. I'll just put it in there and just put it on standby. I have a little plastic bag I'll just put over this, stick an elastic around it and keep the rain out of it. It's good to go. So, let's go for a drive. So camera's good and solid. There's a little bit of motion in there, and I'm thinking that's from that heavy frame on top of that long extension, so I'm going to put the short one in there and see what happens. But I'm still getting that vibrating sound, especially when the tread on the tires harmonize. And once I get my new tires with the new tread, a really aggressive tread on these tires, that's going to be amplified. So I really got to figure out what's doing that. I got so much on the roll bars right now. I still think it is the power cords vibrating against the bars. I'm not entirely sure. When I hear it, I look back, it sounds like it's coming from the waterproof case, but my H9 is in that case right now. The power cord is plugged into it. Everything is in place and solid. Nothing is moving. So it can't be that, right? I don't know. I'm just running out of ideas. So something up there. It's coming from the top. So it's either the light, which I don't think it is because the light itself is solid. The cord comes out of it and it's immediately zip tied to the bar. So there's really no room for that to move. This camera mount's good and tight. There's nothing on it that moves. The mount for a waterproof case, same thing. So the only thing it can really be is the cords. And like I mentioned before in a couple videos ago, I do have plans for putting a power supply up there. A little better situation, weatherproof, and just these cords won't be hanging out all over the place. So I kind of got an incentive to do that now. So hopefully I can get to that soon and that fixes the problem. But this is driving me nuts. I can't fix it. So I stopped at Home Hardware here and I go to the back door because the tubes are right inside the back door, literally, and there's a cashier at the back, so it saves me from walking all the way to the back of the store and then all the way back to the front again. I just walk in the back door and everything's right there. So grab the tube and head on out. I'm sitting here at the boat launch, my first rest stop, and I'm looking at the pond lilies out there. Yeah, every day I come here, I count them, get an idea how many there are. Why not, right? It was one day there was over 50. I lost count. That was just too many to count. But when the sun's out, beating down, it's the reflection off the water makes it really difficult to really see them, because they just kind of blend in with the reflections. Today, without the sun, I'm able to count roughly 40 of them today. And yeah, thinking about that, reflections. I decided to check the camera and see how the polarizing filter is working. And I can see quite a bit of reflection there, so I start turning the lens. Look what happens. What a difference that makes. It's not as good as I expected. It's just a cheap lens. I paid, I think, like $8 for it or something. And the funny thing is, I ordered it the same time I ordered the case for the camera. And the lens I got 2 days later, and the actual frame showed up a month later. So I had this lens, and I'm just kind of anxious to use it. So, but that's what the polarizer does. It gets rid of all those reflections. Stopping in at the welding shop. He hasn't called me yet, but I'm driving by, so I figured I'll stop in and see if my fender brace is fixed yet. Not entirely sure what they're planning on doing with the end of the wall. So all their fill's kind of spilling around the end of it. They got a little bit of backfill in behind it, but I'm kind of confused as to what's holding it up to begin with. So there's a lot of pressure on one side there. But I'm not sure if they're putting in an entrance on the highway here, or if it's going to be on the other road. I'm not sure. I'm just kind of confused as to what they're actually doing at the end of the wall here. So at the far end it's kind of tapered down a little bit. So it'll be interesting to see what they do down there as well, because it's all swampy on that. So either way, I can't get past it to get the monster down to the river. So I just have to keep watching. Every day there's something new here. So anyways, video's getting kind of long, so I'm going to end my tour here. And I'm going to finish what it was that I was going to be doing. And then I'll finish my tour from this point if you're interested in watching the rest of it. So, there she be. And go into the house and see how the video worked out. Unplug it. Just look the cover up. Oh yeah, I gotta unscrew that, I forgot. As you can be probably not to be quick and easy like I expected it to be. That's okay. I have to get me a little stubby. Actually, I think I have a little stubby standard screwdriver. I'll kind of keep that and make it a lot easier. Take the screw out. And get the camera push, and it comes out no problem. Stick the lens cap on, protect it, and just like that. The cover back in. Actually, I don't think I can put this. I'll just leave the screw over here. Like that, and that's for the camera I'm recording with. So. I did get my fender brace back. Not 100% impressed with the job, but they got a little extra support on the one side. This side's nice and flat. Which is good. And on this side they got big bead of weld. A weld bead, whatever you want to call it. So I'm guessing next time it breaks, it'll probably break right here. Yeah, such cheap steel. But not a whole lot of room on either side, because you got the tire on one side. This side here, I guess it is. And then this side's into the plastic, like I've shown before. So not a whole lot of options, but I'll get the rust all cleaned up and paint it up, and then I'll put it all together. That's not going to happen today. I just don't feel like it. Grab me an inner tube. Tires are still good. No flats today. I don't have a problem with that. So, but I like to keep one ahead of time, but I guess I've had so many lately that I just don't have them. And when I do get a flat, I limp the monster home on the flat tire, and then I walk down to Home Hardware, grab a tube. So it's nice to have one already available and waiting. So that's my extra long tour. Normally I would stay out a little longer, but I just I need to use the washroom, and it looks like the rain's not that far off. So I decided to come home. But that was my day. Oh, I forgot. With the fender brace, he only charged me 20 bucks. Yes, I went in to see if it's ready. Excuse me. I was talking to a couple guys at Tim Hortons, and I told them I had to get going because I needed to get to the welding shop before it closed, and they told me not to expect it to be ready yet because apparently he takes a long time. So, and he hadn't called yet, so I was kind of expecting it to not be ready, and I walked in and it was like sitting right there waiting for me, so that was kind of cool. And he didn't actually go by the book like he kind of hinted that he was going to. He asked me, he says, how much did I tell you? I says, well, you didn't. So he says, 20 bucks. I says, okay, I can deal with that. So that's kind of nice. I'm happy with that. That makes me want to go back to him again. So, for now, there's my new mount. I'm going to go in and see what the video looked like. And see if it rattles in any way at all. I looked up a couple times so I could hear. I'm not sure. I could hear something rattling. It could be the power cord here. I don't know. But I could hear something. And I'm not sure what it was. I looked up and everything's nice and tight. And at one point I heard a big snap, kind of like breaking plastic. And you get plastic's really stressed and all of a sudden it cracks. I heard that, and it wasn't on any bumps. I just came off the dirt road actually. I was on smooth pavement, and that's when I heard it. I looked up and grabbed the camera mount, and it's good and tight. Everything's nice and tight, so I have no idea what that snapping noise was. So, it looks like I gotta tighten these ropes up a little bit. No bar leaning back a bit. That's the problem with these, they stretch. But that's minor. So that's it for my day. I'm done. Now I go inside, do some computer work. In the next video I'll have a bit of a confusing follow-up to this. I'm not even going to give any hints. So that's it. That's all I got for this one. Now I'm going to finish off the rest of this video with the remainder of my tour if you're interested in watching. If not, and that's fine too. Well, thanks for watching.